Hey everybody, greetings. Hope you guys are doing well. It is a new day. It is late in the day, incredible day here in good old Calgary, Alberta. Nice, sunny, hot, warm, just the way we like it here. We're going to continue on in this thread of creating a rhythm. As a family, had a lot of interesting discussions and emails regarding the last post, and I think a lot of emails and information I had from parents is that this is one of the most frustrating things they find in this whole passage, really, in Deuteronomy 6, is this idea that ultimately that they are responsible for the spiritual formation of their kids, and they struggle with that primarily because it's really hard in our environment, in our communities, in our society, and the way we live our lives, especially in this day and age, to create a rhythm when it appears that our world, to some degree, is kind of spinning out of control. I think I talked about it a couple weeks back, that for us as parents, especially a lot of times within the church, and as I sit down with families and sort of assess where they're at, they tell me one thing, and it's the fact that they're busy, and they almost wear that as a badge of honor. How do you begin to create a rhythm when you are too busy to even begin to create the rhythm? How do you do it? Well, Reggie, in his book, Think Orange, continues along this vein and has a lot of great ideas in terms of how to create a rhythm. He says a couple things here which I think are really, really important. And he says here, Moses, we're talking about Deuteronomy 6 and the Shema, and he talks about the fact that Moses says a few things to the parents saying, listen, you are responsible for your child, and in terms of the commandments and things that you need to teach them, do that. He says, talk about them when you sit at home, when you walk along the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. And it says here, it's important for parents and leaders to cooperate with the way life naturally happens. It's important for parents to create a rhythm that works for their family. That's why it's so key that I think you sit down with your family, try to figure out what this rhythm is. If there's absolutely no rhythm within your family context, then you got to sit down and really start thinking, are there things in our family that maybe we can start to sacrifice? Is it really, really important that we do this as a family? Is it really, really important that our son or daughter participate in this certain activity? Is it really, really important? Because you know what? 20, 30 years down the road when your kids have grown up, you want them to look back on those family times as defining moments in their spiritual walk, and not as a time where they were so incredibly busy that they disengaged from family, they disengaged from reality, and they disengaged from the most important thing, which is our faith. Sacrificing in order to create a rhythm. So how do you do that? Well, as I just scroll down here a little bit, he talks about these things, and curious to see which one of these things in terms of your own family that you've created a rhythm, and if you do, I'd be curious to hear how you make that happen. But 4 things, he says, consider following these ideas. Let me just quickly rattle these off to you. He says the first thing is eating meals together. And that is an optimal time for discussion for families. I know that us as a family, we wish that we could eat more meals together. We're lucky if we have 3 to 4 meals, especially dinner at night. But man, when we do, we get into some great conversations. So that's the first thing. The next thing he talks about is walking or traveling together, which seems to provide a pretty unique opportunity as well. He says here, it's a convenient time to stimulate the kind of informal dialogue that allows kids to drive their own agendas. These times give parents an opportunity to build a relationship through non-threatening experiences. See, I think what was happening in all this is we think that teaching our kids equals having some education. It's about having some diploma that says we went to Bible college. And that is simply not true. We can teach out of our own life experiences. See, somewhere along the line, when all of a sudden this talking head started to tell everybody what to do, we think that's what teaching is all about. That's not what teaching is about. We actually truly learn things when we experience them for ourselves and within the context of traveling or walking together. Learning in those experiences are far more impactful than mom and dad sitting up above their kids and telling them how they need to live their lives. They do not retain that. But when you're doing things together and life together, it works a lot better. Another thing you said here is tucking children into bed can also be a meaningful time for parents. Too many parents miss the potential of this time because they have a habit of sending their kids to bed rather than taking them to bed. Where are you at in that? I know every night, man, Mike, it's just the way it happens in our family. My kids will not go to bed until mom and dad have come into their room and we pray with them and bless them and just, send them off to dreamy, dreamy land. So think about that. Are you just sending your kids off to bed saying, barking some commands, go brush your teeth, get ready for bed, see you in the morning? Or do you take those opportunities where they're getting ready for bed and then you take them and, pray a blessing over them or just pray with them that they have a great sleep and just thank you, God, for the things that he's blessed us with. And then finally, getting up in the morning. Interesting, but he says here, provides a blank page for the family to start fresh relationally. Whether we eat breakfast together or just interact for a brief moment, morning has the potential of planting an important emotional seed in the heart of your child. And I think probably for most of his families, this is a huge struggle. Even in our family, Carrie's getting up early to get downtown to go to work. I'm kind of getting things ready. The boys are trying to get ready. They're trying to eat. We're trying to, do the lunches. We're trying to make sure that our dog's looked after for the day. And then just the craziness of that moment. To try to create a rhythm in the morning before your kids head off to school, before you head off to work. Man, that is a challenge, but incredible impact if we can learn how to do that. Anyway, I'll continue in on this whole idea of creating a rhythm a couple days from now. Just something to think about. Love to hear your own suggestions in turning how you create a rhythm in your family. And to share that with everybody that checks this blog out, that would be great. Anyway, I've got to head off to my super group tonight. Looking forward to it. And blessings on you all, and we'll talk to you real soon. Thanks. Bye.